Hi guys, I'm back. For anyone who is unaware, I had a YouTube channel wannabe influencer moment when I was like 18, 19. And I've archived a lot, but I've left a few up. Like there's enough to see where you could look and like kind of get an idea. And it's embarrassing, but it's such a moment of the time that I'm like, I'm leaving it up, whatever. So anyone who's unaware, that is a thing that happened. Hence why I say I'm back, because I haven't uploaded, whatever the word is. I haven't done anything on YouTube since like maybe like early 2019. And I've always thought about like wanting to make more videos or video essays and do a podcast and like all of these things because I really do like enjoy sharing my life and telling stories and like getting to connect with people and just sharing that. Also, I feel like I never shut the fuck up. Like I'm always thinking. Bitches be thinking. Um, I'm just thinking a lot. And like when I say like I never shut the fuck up, it's like I'm either talking to someone all the time or am like journaling and writing it down to myself all the time. I just have so many thoughts. And as a single independent woman, you don't always have people to share all your thoughts with. And I think that's something I miss the most about having like a long-term partner is that it's just like you have someone to tell everything to, and like that's really nice, that's fun. But so I kind of miss that, and like I don't want to be in a relationship because I don't think I'm ready, but like I miss that level of like intimacy and like even just like a close proximity where it's like you can spend your time with someone, you have someone available to you all the time and you do for them, and like that's really cool and nice knowing that someone like cares for you that much. It's cool. How the fuck did I get there? I was talking about YouTube. Oh my god. Okay, guys, so now you understand what I mean when I say I have so many thoughts. Like, my mom has this phrase, and she says this about my dad, and I am very much my father's daughter in this way, but my mom says that you ask us what time it is, and we tell you how they made the clock. And then in my case, you're not even asking me what time it is. I'm walking up to you and asking you, hey, do you want to know what time it is? So, I'm just gonna talk with you guys, and we're gonna like story time, fun vibes. I'm gonna keep you guys updated. I'm currently like literally sitting in the middle of the forest. Literally. I am in a big pine forest. It's my dad and my stepmom's house, and I'm here because I moved in with them. Yeah. Yeah, I moved in with my dad and my stepmom, and they live in like the boonies, very remote area. Of course, right now it's not proving like it. Damn, like 4 cars just drove by. I'm in like Northeast California, barely. Which like honestly I can't explain the fact that like maybe this sounds stupid, but like I've always loved being from California. I'm like, oh, I feel like that's so cute, so cosmopolitan. That's just so love that for me. And so whenever I've like been out of state or just am traveling like even internationally, when people ask me where I'm from, I always say California. And it's like especially when you're in like Europe and you say that, most of the time they're like, ah, oh, love, you know? It's cute. It's cute. It's fun. I honestly don't know if like moving in with family into the woods where it's really remote and isolated, and also it like being in a different state, I don't know if my little heart could handle that. So I'm very happy that it's still California, even though that's so silly. But whatever. I've been here a week now, and so far so good. I've just been like getting to know the area, but like I said, it's really remote. So like I go into town but like that's like a couple times a week. Like there's really nothing for me to do yet. But I have a job interview next week, Monday morning. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm only here for July, August, and September. And that's like, is a comfort. I don't want to sound ungrateful, and like, I also don't want to be like disrespectful, because this is like a beautiful, wonderful, special place, and like, how lovely for them. It is not my special place. Like, I can love and appreciate and admire a lot about it. This is not where I would want to live forever. I'm feeling really lonely, like really lonely. And I knew this was gonna happen. I really do get my charge when I'm like with other people, and like having a community is so important to me. And it's literally been 1 week. So like, I know I'm not trying to be like, you know, too hard on myself. Not having that has like really taken me for a run. I don't remember the last time I was this alone. Like, that's what I've just been thinking like the whole time. My average screen time per week is 2.5 hours. I'm not on my phone often. What am I doing? I honestly don't know. Like, well, I mean, the first week it was like I was doing unpacking, and I've been reading a lot, and I'll listen to music a lot, or like podcasts and things, and I have my little craft projects, but I like would say I spend most of my time reading, writing, listening to music, and then I squeeze in like a little episode of something, or if I'm feeling really crazy, a movie. I feel like I've been really tense and clinging on to so many ideas and different things, and letting go of things. I think I still have like a lot of processing about a lot of things, and I'm like, I need to let that out. I need a release. I haven't quite had that moment yet, that release. Like, I just feel like I need a really big, long, dramatic, ugly cry. Like, I want to throw myself on my bed like Scarlett O'Hara and sob into the pillow. Oh my God. I'm wearing like a long robe with feathers. Yeah. Yeah. That's what the kind of sobbing I want to do. Like a Renaissance painting. I like need that kind of energetic release. And those don't happen every day. But I think it's like the boredom, lonely feelings, a lot of like emotional changes happening all at once. It's like all of that processing at the same time is like a lot. And it's interesting how it manifests in different ways. The past couple of days, I have done really, really good, and like had a routine. I've woken up early in the morning and had breakfast and read and gone on a walk. Like, I've been really good. And I feel so much better, which is like, yeah, I know when I have some sort of a routine, and when I wake up early and I don't just stay in bed, I feel better. Like, I know that. Adding that dynamic into, I'm moving away from my hometown, like the only place I've ever really lived. And that's like a really emotional thing for me. I've always like loved my hometown, like even as a kid. I never was like wishing to live anywhere else. And then like when I became like late high school, early college age, was like, oh, you go away because that's what you do. But I like really didn't want to. I really wasn't ready. I I was really like mentally ill. I wasn't on any medication yet or going to therapy. And like I was going through a lot of struggles as most like 17-year-olds do. And I was having a really hard time. I went really far away. I went to Hawaii, and I felt even more pressure to be like portraying on like social media like that I'm having just like the best time living in Hawaii when I'm miserable. I'm like in my dorm in bed all the time, skipping classes. Like I'm not doing well at all. I'm eating like shit if I am eating. Like I'm living off like tortilla chips and grilled cheese from the cafeteria. Like it's not good. That was like the first time too that I had ever experienced like not being like stick skinny. And I didn't realize like how much like being really thin and lanky, like how much of my identity was placed in that. I was active enough. Like I did sports in high school, but like nothing crazy. I wasn't like going to the gym or anything. But like I think I just naturally was thinner. Like honestly, once I entered high school, that was when it was like really apparent. It had always been like underlying, but then in high school, because I got involved in cheerleading, when they do stunts, the top person that everyone's holding up is called the flyer. And I wasn't picked to be a flyer. And because there were simply lots of people, you know, they only need like 5 or whatever, but I wasn't picked to be one. And that made me really sad. And so I thought in my head that, oh, I wasn't picked because I'm too fat. And then it was like I became really aware of my body, and then it became like a game where I would compare my body to like every person I saw. Like if you were a girl, a woman, whatever, like really any female, I'm comparing my body to yours. And it's exhausting. Oh my God, it was miserable. It was so exhausting. I hated it. It made me so unhappy, but it just became such a habit. When I was coming back from Hawaii, because I only was there one semester, so like 3.5 months, and then I came home, and I kind of just like tried to pretend like it didn't happen and like pick back up from where I was, but like that's impossible. Circumstances have changed. Things are different, you know? Like you're not in high school anymore and you have to get a job and go to college and all this stuff. And like I had a really, really hard time adjusting to that. Typically I have a really hard time adjusting to big changes like that. It was really hard for me going to middle school, hard in other ways going to high school and college, and those big age transitional things were always really difficult for me. And I think too a big part of it was like as a kid, I would always imagine what it would be like to be a teenager. To me, that was the like coolest thing a person could be, was a teenager. Oh my God, it was so fun. It was so fun. And oh, High School Musical was a dream come true for me. I was like, you just put my 3 favorite words together. Where do I sign up? I think once I passed that, I like didn't know who I was or what to like aspire for. And it was like would always like kind of morbidly, jokingly say like, I don't know, I feel like something bad's gonna happen to me and I'm gonna die young. Like weird shit to say. And I was like, no, like I'm not gonna hurt myself, but like I just have a feeling. Because in my head I like could not picture what being any older than like 18 would be like. And like nothing happened. I kept getting older and circumstances in life and things like beyond my control kept changing. And you have to adapt with it. It's been really hard. And I think having my hometown as like a place where I'm rooted, where I know people, where my family is, that was important to me. And then my dad had moved away already, and my mom had decided to move away. I didn't fully want to be there much longer. Like, I loved the people I knew, But I had ended a long-term relationship, and everything felt like a reminder of that. And I was like, oh my God, I like can't move on. But I didn't really know where I would go, what I would do. And I was like, I don't really see the point in like going anywhere until I know that. And then I met my friend Hannah. I love Hannah. Hi, Hannah. We met because a friend gifted me a tarot reading, and we just instantly hit it off, and it was a beautiful reading. And I remember that day being like such a shift and a turning point in my life with like, I had this new energy. She's taught me a lot about spirituality and astrology and human design and tarot, just like all of these different practices. And it's really resonated with me. The way that she makes sense of the world, it really clicks with me. It really makes sense. And I really enjoy learning from her. And then getting to explore it on my own. It doesn't feel like homework, you know, or it's like, let me Google online, like all this stuff. It's like, I kind of just, it's this way of like letting go. When I moved, I decided I was gonna like go offline for a little bit. And like my dad's place, like I don't have cell phone service. I only have Wi-Fi, and even that is pretty spotty. So like I can't really like talk to people on the phone usually that often or that long, because it'll just like cut in and out, and it just like sucks. I'm not talking to people that much. But where the frick was I going with this? Literally, yes, no, exactly, yes, exactly. I feel like that's enough serious, emotional, boring talk. Now it's time to squeak out. Squeak out, squeak out. Yeah, it's time to squeak out, squeak out, squeak out. Yeah, it's time to squeak out. That was the theme music for the squeak out segment, which I've just decided is going to be a thing. I'm going to share some funny thoughts, ideas, things that I have been thinking lately with you guys. So here's my journal. Yes, everyone, let's hear it for the journal. I love her. It is a moleskin notebook, 6x9. I normally don't buy stickers. I just kind of like come upon them, you know, like different packages or whatever. But I did end up buying this one at a coffee shop back home. And then my friend gave me this one of cinema roll, I think. I don't know. I'm not that familiar with the Sanrio people, but I do think this is her. Then I have this Just Say No to Corporate Welfare sticker. This I got at a like Juneteenth parade thing I like happened upon. And then read more books. I think I got that same thing. This new is from my library book. It came off, and I said, well, I'm gonna put it here because it wouldn't stick to the reeking book. Here is said book. I'm reading Crush by Ada Calhoun. So far, pretty good. It's been a lot of serious writing, like not a ton of silly stuff, but I'm getting there. Oh, one thing I've noticed here is ants are just a lot bigger. And same where my mom lives in Nevada, like the ants are just big there. And so I'm curious why. Like, does it have anything to do with like higher altitude or trees and I'm just curious. I wonder what makes an ant be bigger than another ant. This is silly. I wrote this. I could bring some really cool culture to this area. It's an opportunity to spread my fairy dust. OMG, it's like bringing smallpox to North America, but good. And then I wrote, I'm so Galinda, but I'm not rich. True. And then, the dancing through life scene is everything to me. Then, maybe I'll watch The Swan Princess tonight. Just so many thoughts. And like all of them, I'm like, yes, Correct. Agreed. I'm entering some stuff in the fair here. So I'm entering my book. If you didn't know, I did self-publish a book of poetry and essays. And yeah, you can buy it on amazon.edu.com. And yes, it is linked in the description if you would like to purchase it. I'm going to submit my book, and I'm going to submit one essay I've already written, but I haven't published anywhere yet. Then I have 3 art prints of three different collages I've made, and then I'm making 1 original collage. I really don't have to do much, but making a collage is such a labor of love for me. Like, it is quite a process. I have like a week and a half until it's like due. Maybe I'll do a little more of that tonight. I like how it's coming along. It's gonna be cool. I think I might like try and sell it after. I want to learn how to get things in galleries. Like, I make different art, whatever, but like collages and other things, but usually like those are more just like kind of crafty things. But I make really cool stuff. I think I'm a really good artist, a really good collage artist, and I think that is a hard thing to be because it's supposed to be messy, but it's like hard to get a mess to look right. Shout out to the Instagram page at Girls Who Cluster and the mother of Girls Who Cluster, Avery Claire. She's so, oh my God, this woman has inspired me so much with her like cluster core, where it's literally just like making your messes pretty. Oh my God, that's so fun. And like, I feel like leaning into and learning about like that kind of aesthetic made me feel very free to just like exist and sprawl out and take up space. And I am like so very thankful to this influencer for introducing me to something. Like, wow, that's so cool. I love. Definitely had a bit of a parasocial relationship there for a moment. But I figured it out and I'm like, oh, okay, we're not friends. Peace and love. This is fun to share. So I saw a quote on Pinterest, instead of imagining someone you meet as the one, imagine they could introduce you to the one. That's a really cool mentality to have, especially because I am just like such a lover, just a lover girl. I fall in love like every day. It's like the Hosier song. Hosier song. Like, I'm just, every day I'm falling in love with someone new. It's been like just a lot of like yearning for people who just didn't want me back in the same way. It's like all consuming. Like, you're thinking about this person all the time. It's such an intense thing. Any sort of ending of a relationship where it's not like, oh, we just like never talked, we drifted away, but like a very like significant breakup ending, it's always such a wild thing for me. Sitting with like, wow, I'm never gonna see that person again. I'm never gonna talk to that person again. The permanence of something is super weird. So, because I am sick of having that experience, I really don't see the need to be like seeking much out because I don't trust my judgment. But I found that like when I'm like romantically into somebody, I don't hold them to the same standards that I hold my friends to in terms of like calling them out when they're wrong. And it's like I prioritize this person that I'm into like above everything else. And I was like, I don't like that. That's not great to my friends and blah, 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 blah. You know, I don't want to do that. So I'm closing myself off to romance right now. Kind of bitterly, because like everyone just wants to be loved, and it's been a really, really, really long time for me. And folks, I'm a little touch starved. This sucked. In an effort to get over someone else I had been like yearning for, I like re-downloaded like Bumble, and I matched with someone and we ended up meeting and we really hit it off. And he moved like really shortly after to Utah. And I was in California, but we stayed in touch and we would talk like every day, and just this really intense connection. I end up going to Utah to visit him. And it also happened to be like over his birthday. And it just like, the vibe was just different. I put way too high of expectations and didn't realize that. And I think he got really nervous when I was there. So I was really confused. And so I was like, I don't understand what's happening. But yeah, so it's like having like a really intense emotional and then physical connection to then it kind of like end. And then you go back to where you were before, where it's like, oh, I don't have any prospects. I'm not dating. I'm not interested in dating. But it's like you had a taste of what it could be like. And that's gone. And now you crave it more. Oh my God, I just want to like hold a hand. There's something so powerful about like human touch. A lot of my friends, I don't really know how they feel about touch, but I always want to be really respectful of people. And so I normally don't touch them. Maybe I'm weird with physical touch. Who knows? Oh, this is funny. So my stepmom has a box turtle, and it's her class pet. My dad and stepmom are both teachers. She's had him like 15 years. Like, he's old. It's summer break now, so the turtle is here at the house. And sometimes I'll let him out and he'll like walk around because they have so much property, but like he just has a ball. And then other times he's in his like little enclosure. And his name is Bambino. But the other night I'm talking with my dad, and he's like, I'm sitting in this chair and he's standing. And as I'm like talking, I like feel something behind me. I'm like, what is this? And then I go to grab it, and it's the fucking turtle. It's Bambino. And I'm like, oh my God. And I just kind of out of instinct, I'm like, oh, is that the real thing? And I look at my dad, and my dad just like has this look of shock on his face, and then just starts busting up laughing. So I guess he and my stepmom have this replica toy turtle that looks so much like theirs, like her turtle. And they've been pranking each other for a while now by hiding this turtle in different places and like scaring the other one. So now I've been initiated. Now it's my turn to hide the turtle. Let me show you what I did. He's since been found, and they've yet to move him. But I made him a cigarette. And I think I did a really good job at making that. I think that's a pretty convincing cigarette. And I tucked it in his little hand, and I left him out here on this little table where my dad sits in the evening and smokes pot and has his downtime. I feel myself dwindling down, so I'm assuming like we're not squeaking right now. So I think that now might be as good a time as ever to ribbity wrap up this first session, meeting, episode. Don't quite know what we're calling it. This has been The Boo Show, and I have been your host, Boo, aka Bethany. It's been a pleasure. Toodles, and always peace and love.